So I finally got to Final Destination Bloodlines, and this is a series I really enjoyed as a kid. I don't know why. After watching these movies, you always think in your head this could happen, trying to have a premonition. I've actually had premonitions in my life, real ones, where people actually died. I didn't prevent them. I didn't think it was real. So yeah. I'm waiting for the next one, though, because I am prepared now. I wasn't the last couple times it happened, but I am really prepared now. Was the new Bloodlines good? Did it live up to my childhood memory? Did it live up to reality? I think when we start asking, like, is this good? We gotta notice that this is a horror film, so we gotta judge it a little bit differently. When it comes to horror, it's a little less about the core message and how impactful it can be on your life. I feel like horror films, for the most part, are there to give you thrills, have some suspense, have drama, and be on the edge of your seat. Have a good time. Not all movies have to make you cry. I mean, if a horror film does that and keeps you on the edge of your seat, great. Awesome. But I don't think it necessarily has to do that. So I believe that when it comes to Bloodlines, it really, really succeeded in keeping me on the edge of my seat, keeping me tense, keeping me hooked on the screen. I feel like no parts of the film dragged. It was constantly moving. It was a good time, and it had the good old Final Destination formula, just with a slight twist. And to me, this is Final Destination. There's nothing stupid in this. I thought it was really good, so I give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Really good for Final Destination. Let's get into the spoilers. I really like the twist where the person trying to survive this is having premonitions of somebody else that has a premonition. The main character, Stephanie, her grandma, has this premonition. And how it's going through every single person that survived and killing off all their families. And then it's finally, their entire families turn to die. At least blood-related. Which brings me to Eric, the best character in the film. Hilarious, had the funniest part in the whole film. Just really carried. And it turns out he's not actually blood-related, which was a nice twist I didn't see coming. Of course, I really don't try to think ahead when watching the movies. I kind of just take them as they come. But I thought he was great in this film, and I loved how he's like not part of the kill list, and he's trying to help. And I like that. Like, more people getting involved. Also love Tony Todd. Great part. I love how he's very much involved in the story, and it kind of comes full circle. Great performance, great send-off. Absolutely, just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Now, when it comes to the kills, there wasn't a lot of kills in this actual film, and there weren't a lot of like premonitions outside of the main one. But the kills were surprisingly realistic. Nothing too crazy going on, which is something I kind of had a problem with in the beginning. Is there was a lot of things happening, and I feel like always on the first big premonition, there isn't random little things happening. It's just like an accident that happens and everybody dies, whereas in this film is like a penny gets thrown, a chandelier ice cracks the thing, gas gets turned on, and it's like all these like convenient things that death already wants to kill these people, versus it's just naturally their time. They were on an exploding plane, they were driving on the wrong time on a freeway, a roller coaster just crashes, all sorts of just random things. So, the very first thing being so pre-planned, I don't know how I really feel about that, but it did keep tension up when it's going through its slow-mos, and it's like, is this going to be something? Do we have to remember this? Is this going to kill them? It was enough to keep you on your seat, because really the whole story doesn't actually begin until halfway through the movie, when I think Eric's just trying to survive. And that's like the first death is actually coming, and we have to survive it. And then that's when death can like go crazy and manipulate things, and like, oh, that's not really realistic, but it's death's hand reaching in there doing things, which makes me think, like, what happened with Eric? Was that just really bad luck? Like, all that just actually happened? Wow. I do wish also that maybe somebody survived. I don't think they've done this before, but it's like, okay, nobody survived. I do like that it's like, yeah, the heart didn't stop. Makes sense. It was kind of corny, like, oh, you just drowned and came back to life. That's a little weak. So So that was good, but the ending, whoo, yeah, no, yeah. Where do we go from here? You know, this was nice because it was the first Final Destination in over a decade. And so I was like, okay, cool. It's actually fun again. But I feel like if we follow the same formula, it's just, okay, it's the same thing again and again. And everybody dies again and again. And you know, any sequel from here on is just going to be like, okay, we're killing more people. Okay, we're killing more people. How creative can we get? And I think this one knocked it out of the park for a 6th movie in a franchise. Yeah, I don't know. They have to really reinvent it from here on out. And I don't know if death is gonna come full circle for the only 2 survivors from Final Destination 2. I don't know if they're gonna get involved in any way. Maybe they try to kill death. I have no idea. But I do believe the formula has to change. Obviously, they're gonna make another. But if it's the same thing, I could see 2 more movies tops. So I would really love if they somehow reinvent. I don't have the answers, but I'm looking forward to the next one. Can't wait to see it. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you tomorrow.